Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Awesome Sauce EDU podcast, where we are shining the spotlight on awesome things going on in classrooms across the country. Now, for today's guest, I have an amazing actress, thespian, theater participant. She has been in such wonderful plays as High School Musical, Junior, and what was the first one?
Bad Auditions.
Bad Auditions. So my guest today is 6th grade student and my daughter, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, say hi.
Hello.
All right, and like I said, what grade are you in?
6th.
6th grade. So this is your first opportunity to be involved in theater, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what made you first decide to be a part of theater?
I don't know. I mean, I just like watching a bunch of movies and shows made it seem like theater would be really fun to do. And like acting.
Okay, so you like all the different aspects of it. Now you have, you auditioned, you got some parts in both of them, but you're deciding to shift gears a little bit for the next play. So you're going to be in Xanadu Junior. And what is your new role going to be in the next play?
I'm going to be assistant stage manager.
So what does an assistant stage manager do?
Well, I'm not really sure exactly what they do. I know that they just kind of help whenever we're putting on a show. They help with like making sure you're quiet backstage, and like if somebody needs a script or need to know what song is on or what scene is on, then they help you with that. So
they kind of keep the show running.
Yeah.
Like day of show, they're the ones that are like helping organize. Now, is there also a director?
Yes.
So is there a student director?
Yes.
Okay. So the director and the stage manager probably work pretty closely together to make sure everything's running smoothly. Okay. And so what made you decide, well, tell about how you got to be, because you didn't get selected for that at first. How did you get that role?
Well, in theater, because I took theater as one of my electives, and we had to make all about me slides, and one of the questions was what you want to do when you grow up, and I said that I might want to be a director. So my theater teacher asked me if I wanted to be assistant stage manager.
And your theater teacher director is amazing, Mrs. Ludlam, and she heard you say, hey, I might want to be a director, so she said, why don't we do this assistant stage manager job, so you get to try it out and see what those things are like, which is fantastic. So if there are any theater, first off, I just want to say, if there are any theater teachers listening right now, you are amazing. The incredible things that you do with your students, the way you help them feel connected. But I can tell you secondhand for me, firsthand for my daughter, what a difference that made, that she saw something in Brooklyn and decided to help encourage that and nurture that interest. So she's going to be the assistant stage manager for the next play, which she's really excited about.
Yeah, which I think it also helped that I'm a very bossy person, which stage managers are supposed to like not like boss people around, but like direct them.
But kind of boss people around. Yeah. So is that what you're looking forward to? Bossing people around?
No, I'm not looking forward to that. Like that could be another reason.
I'm sure that's not it. Miss Bossy Pants. One of my favorite parts about you being in theater has been when you come home and like every single day it's a new story about what happens at theater. And do you know what culture means? Like building a culture, like a positive culture. Like when you how did it feel when you went to theater practices?
Well, at first it was kind of like I was nervous because I didn't really know anybody that was there. But then as we had more and more practices and we got to know each other more, we became really good friends. And so it kind of almost felt like a family. Yeah.
So they developed a family feel.
Yeah.
What are some of the activities? Because I know you always came home and told me all things about like mom speeches and all these things. So what were some of the things that you guys did? Some of those routines and rituals and things that have been done for a long time that really stuck with you?
Well, we did this game called the Shakeout game, and it's where you have to just like shake out your body. We also did the student director last year. She gave us a mom speech.
What exactly is a mom speech?
A mom speech is like somebody telling you like good luck, giving you like words of encouragement.
Kind of like a mom would do.
Yeah.
So she gave you this pep talk.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like she was definitely the mom.
Is she the first one that's
stage.
given these mom speeches, or is this something like maybe a student director gave or stage manager gave the one last year or the year before, or is this new this year?
I think she just did it I think it's just something that they've done.
They just always have done.
Yeah.
There's always someone who's like, okay, you know what? It's my turn to do the mom's feature. Okay. Are there any other activities, any other things that like made you feel a part of it? That things that you could rely on, like you knew that we were, for example, when you did mic checks, what'd you guys do for mic checks?
What we do is, so everybody would get their mics and stuff, and then they would go up, and they were supposed to be saying their lines, but they would always make up not like make up stories, but they'd tell stories like about their day, just like funny stories and stuff.
And they were always goofy and random. And okay. And that's what I loved about theater is it wasn't just about memorizing your lines. It wasn't just about putting on this production. It was about all the other things that you can't really measure around the play. And do you feel like you are a different person now because of theater?
Yes.
Okay, how do you feel you have changed because of theater?
Well, I feel like I know more people, and so I can, if I'm like walking the hallway, I can say hi to like 7th graders and 8th graders and like 6th graders because I know them from theater, and so I feel like I know more people.
And you've also told me that some of the 8th graders even like gave you some advice and
yes, it did.
Scared you a few times backstage, and that's what, but all in a great way, and you loved it. And that's another thing that I've noticed just watching you go through this experience is the older students are mentoring the younger students. And did anybody tell them, hey, you have to mentor this person? No, it was just kind of this informal, like, oh, I've been doing this for a while. I can show what I know to these 6th graders who are just now getting started in theater. Any other things that you love about theater?
I think really just like it is like really fun to do, but I think really just the fact that like I feel more connected with people because then there's something that we all like have in common, like we all love theater. And just in like even now I have stories from like backstage and when we would have practices and stuff.
So you're also kind of on the inside of the inside jokes, whereas maybe at the beginning they were telling inside jokes from last year and you weren't quite a part of that. So overall, any last minute thoughts you want to say about theater?
It's really fun and I really love it. And so if you like acting or something, like it's really fun.
Excellent. The one final thing I would say is I'm trying to convince Brooklyn to do a podcast like her brother and hit the Oliver Banana podcast. So in the near future, I'm hopefully going to be able to promote her podcast on here. So if you have any words of encouragement, send it my way at Teach Like a Ninja on Twitter or teachlikeaninja@gmail.com. Any words of encouragement for her podcast. I think she is thinking about doing a Stranger Things podcast because that's one of her other interests. But I told her she just needs to dive in and try it out. Try something different.
Just need a partner.
You need a partner. You need a co-host. And so, okay, well, we'll work on getting you a co-host. But thank you for being a part of the show. I know your brother's been on here. Your mom's been on here. And so now you finally get to be a part of the show.
Yeah, now you'll have so many more, like...
views?
People,
listens?
Yeah, because I'm on there and I'm awesome.
Obviously. Okay, so this is going to be the biggest episode yet. She's got to get bragging rights, so she needs more likes, more listens. So please share this with everyone you know, especially anyone who's in a theater program or considering a theater program, or any theater teachers you know, just so they can hear, because sometimes they don't always hear these positive stories. Hopefully they do. But if they don't, just know that I'm sure Brooklyn's story is not unique. I'm sure there are a lot of kids who have very similar experiences with their theater programs where it really, changes your school experience. I would say there are a lot of days where like that was what you looked forward to that day. You were like, I'm having a rough day. I'm tired. I don't know if I want to go, but I got theater practice after school. I can look forward to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love your school. But, every once in a while you got a rough day, but you just knew that you had that one thing that you could look forward to. if everything else wasn't going right that day.
And it was something that would never change.
Yes, the consistency of, I know that we're going to do these. And that's what comes back to those routines and rituals that I was talking about. Like the things that you do every single time. And each theater program probably has a different set of routines, but it's all about building those routines. It doesn't matter what they are. It's having that consistency that everybody knows, oh, you know what? Someone's going to do this one thing and it's going to be funny and it makes us feel connected. So, like I said, that is it for this episode. If you want to reach out, please share this podcast. It is available, wherever you downloaded it, but it's also available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, a whole bunch of random podcatchers that I had never heard of, but my pod hosting site actually sends it out everywhere. So it's all over the place. So please share this out. That is all I've got for this episode. And to show Brooklyn that you can do a podcast even if you stumble over your words, I'm going to leave all that in. So we get the whole episode thing. See, I told you, it's not that scary. See, just words on the screen. All right, this is running long. That's all I've got. Until next time, book it forward and be awesome. Bye.